Hey everyone, welcome back. Before I get going with this current episode, I just want to do a little bit of house cleaning and clarify what I mean when I mention the old show versus the new show. So, I previously co-hosted a show also called Friend or Foe. Stay with me here, folks. Spelled F-O-E. That was at another station, and that show ran for 41 episodes ending earlier this year. I took over that show and brought it to Jabberjaw Media, which is where the show now lives. Now, don't fret, don't worry. All of those previous episodes that we created as Friend or Foe, F-O-E, do very much still exist and will be released sometime at a later date. If you are already a fan of the show, of course you are, you will already know that I released episode 29 of the previous show as an archive episode of the current show. Again, stay with me. And in that show, Kevin and I interviewed Claire and Anthony Bueno of the very amazing Ghostbusters documentary, the quintessential Ghostbusters documentary, if you will, called Cleaning Up the Town, which will be coming out very soon. Anyway, so all of those episodes do exist, and I'm working on figuring out how they will be re-released, but those are all coming back to your eardrums very, very soon. So, with all of that said, if you have any other questions, by the way, please, tweet me, send me an email, that kind of thing. All of that being said, let's get on with the regular part of the podcast. This is episode 51 of Friend or Foe and episode 10 of the new show. I am very excited to rejoin with comedian Lahna Turner once again for part 3 of our amazing and very sexy pod swap with her podcast, The Perfect 10. We get into fetishes into this one and just open up all sorts of erotic Pandora boxes. Yes, accent on the boxes. Giggity! And it's really fun. Lahna is just a frickin' blast to talk with, and this episode will not disappoint. This episode is once again presented by our friends at Podchaser. And listen, guys, when you are doing a podcast, you want the listeners, right? We love our amazing listeners and all the people that are tuning in for this crazy wild ride that we go on with all of our really fun guests. And so I ask you to please go to beta.podchaser.com. That's beta.podchaser.com and put in FAUX, that's F-A-U-X, to get in on the ground floor of the awesomeness that is Podchaser and the Podchaser community, where there are now thousands of incredible podcasts like Friend or Foe that are waiting. It's like the IMDb for podcasts, and you can go there and not only rate your favorite show, but find other new amazing shows that you will definitely want to listen to. And it's just a really awesome community that's growing very quickly, but it is, they are starting out. They're already huge, and they're just starting out. So you definitely won't want to miss it. Go to beta.podchaser.com and put in the code FAUX, that's F-A-U-X, to get all of the goodies. And guys, besides Podchaser, we would just love for you to leave a review, give us some stars on iTunes, now Apple Podcasts. And also, you can find our show pretty much everywhere that you listen to podcasts, and it's pretty cool. We're on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher, Spreaker, Very soon to be on another platform that I haven't mentioned a number of times, but we're not quite there yet. But I assure you we will be so very soon. And there are a bunch of other really cool things that are happening with the show that you absolutely won't want to miss. Oh, hey, we also have a YouTube. Holy crap. Yeah, we're on YouTube as well. We are still upgrading and changing the page. And by we, guys, I mean the royal we, because it's pretty much me that runs this stuff. Yeah, points itself. That's a truck going by. I'm recording this outside. Not in the studio today. Anyway, so we're totally on YouTube. Just go in and type in friend or foe. Remember, that's FAUX, and you will pull us up. And we have lots of, here I go again. I will have a lot of exclusive content coming up there. Good Lord, I am going to be doing all sorts of remotes and really special things with some amazing guests that you absolutely won't believe in the coming months, especially as as it moves towards Comic-Con weekend. Ooh boy, you won't believe it. So keep your ears tuned to all the podcast places, and here you go with part 3 of my pod swap with Lahna Turner. Oh man, one more thing before I forget. I promise, just one more thing. I am looking for a theme song. So, all you indie bands out there, send me what you got. Show me what you got. Rick and Morty fans, you know you are. Yes, bands everywhere. I'm looking for, well, pretty much all genres. Just send me your awesomeness. Is it country? Great. Is it rock? Yes, please. Guitar riffs, drum solos, let me have them. I'm open to all sorts of things. I really want a great theme song for the show, and so tweet me. Send me an Instagram message. Send me a message at our amazing YouTube. All at Friend or Foe Pod. That's FriendOr FAUX POD. Friend or Foe Pod. FAUX. Don't forget. And send me your music. I would love to hear it. I'm going to be doing all sorts of other contests coming up. So once again, you don't want to miss it. And finally, here is the show, part 3 of my pod swap with Lahna Turner of the Perfect 10 podcast. Here we go.
This is the Jabberjaw Podcast Network.
Okay, guys, I'm back again, sitting across the table from Devlin Wilder, and we had a little break between last week's podcast and this week's podcast.
Got a little bit more caffeine.
Yeah, a little more caffeine. I've had a bag of almonds and some water, and we're ready to rock and roll on the second half.
Indeed.
We even had an interesting conversation in between our conversation that we're sharing with you guys.
We sure did.
We're having a great time hanging out at this nice little coffee bean. It's kind of cool. I'm so glad we're doing this, Devlin.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for having me on yet another episode.
And thank you for having me on yet another Friend and Foe and Perfect 10 podcast. So, I mean, it works out well, right?
Yeah.
I tell you what, it is so hard for me to get these done week after week. I'm very consistent about it, but it's so hard. Life is just too hectic. I'm always so proud of myself when I get it up. And
you do these all yourself, right? You're a one-man band on these shows. You don't have someone editing or doing any audio engineering or anything?
No, I used to. I used to have like a whole big production involved. And honestly, this is the most fun because I get to hang out with people that I find interesting and talk to them and then just share that with other people, which I like. I mean, it's just a fun format for me, but it's ever evolving, you know? I mean, like, I'm always talking to people about things I could do with it or whatever, but right now this is where it's at, and it's pretty cool. I keep this little recording device in my car.
It is pretty cool. What kind of?
It's a Zoom.
Oh, okay.
And just keep that with me, and like, I'll just, like tonight I was leaving one place going to another, and we can hook up and talk. And
Anytime.
And then we have a great conversation, and I feel very proud that. But it's like a miracle. I literally feel like it's like I got it up again this week. Woo! Wednesday comes around real quick.
Me too. It's always such a surprise when
you're like, shit, I have to do another one.
And after I put it up, I have to check the app and make sure that it came up on iTunes and everything. 'Cause I'm always afraid that there's going to be some technical glitch and it's going to have a misfire through iTunes. Because the other thing is too, like there's a lot of information. I'm such a anal retentive a-hole. Like I go through every little bit of information that, like, on the synopsis and all the the places where it's shared, because I use Podbean.
Really? I need to talk to you about that because I'm
absolutely
not doing all that
I don't want to
stuff.
bore your listeners to death about all the minutia of it, but
no, because if you're listening to podcasts,
there's so much that goes into it
podcasting.
because it's not just about recording it and well,
it's not?
for me anyway, I can't just record it and put it up. I gotta put a little finesse on it, and I
need to do more finesse with it.
Well, I'm definitely no expert, but I'll help you out any way that I can, for sure.
Oh, cool. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't even know. Like, I've gotten a lot better on even just on general on social media. But I mean, like, I was up this morning at 6 a.m. Get my kids up, and they went to surfing camp today, which is amazing.
Surfing camp?
Yes, they
Oh,
went
wow.
surfing. I know, it's so great. It's the best.
And they're both doing it together?
This is their third year of it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they don't go every day. I prepaid for like 10 days.
Okay.
For the spread out throughout the summer. I might get
What's
some more.
involved in surf camp?
And they go super early in the morning, and they go on a little bus that they pick up in Beverly Hills. Which isn't that fancy?
Yeah.
And then they go down there. And today, actually, April got a little sunburn, which really pissed me off because normally they really protect the crap out of them. But she got a little too much sun. But they had come home exhausted and sandy, and I'm jealous because I want to go to surf camp.
Heck yeah.
So I'll take them to the beach a couple times this summer too. Well, we'll definitely go. But I mean, but anyways, I drop them off. I go home, and then I do a workout, and then I'm preparing I wrote a movie that I'm working on for the summer. I've talked about this on my podcast before, and there's a scene in it where I have to dance. So I've been taking these pole dance classes. And I'm getting better, Devlin. I'm so proud of myself. I can do
That's amazing.
I can do inverts now, which means I can flip my body backwards on the pole and grab on with my legs, and like I can do things that I've been doing it for almost over 3 months now.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah, almost 4 months, and it's so hard.
Doesn't
and I'm
it feel
sore.
so good to learn a new skill?
It does.
It's so empowering.
No, I am so proud of myself, and it's so much abdominal strength. So I'm really like building new muscles where I haven't had them before, and like it's great. I might continue doing it after I finish with it because it's so great, and the women look so good. I'm really excited by it. It's fun, and I feel very sexy in it. Since we're talking a lot about sexuality on this thing, like first off, I haven't visited my flexibility since like high school, which means I haven't been able to do the splits in a long, long time.
Yeah.
And so I'm working on getting back into the splits, and you looked happy about that. I'm working on, so just like opening up my hips and like getting more like just able to move in a different way, and it feels great. And then one more thing I'll tell you about the workout is that you're wearing, not for all the classes, there's a bunch of different kinds of classes, but for certain ones, it's really important that your skin contacts the pole so that you can actually grip the pole. So your inner thigh and your like armpits and all that have to be able, that's why you wear like basically a bra and panties to work out in. And so being that exposed and dancing and moving your body feels great. Like at first, when I first showed up to the class, I would just wear my leggings or whatever and try and do it. You can't. You have to eventually like get into the underwear, and this is too much information maybe.
No,
but
not at all. That's fascinating.
It's really liberating, like and it's sexy moving. And then also there's the classes where you wear the heels. So I have stripper heels that are tall, and I've learned how to walk in them and move in them, and that feels very sexy.
Of course.
So yeah, I can carry myself differently in heels than I ever have. And so it feels great. Like my calf muscles are stronger and better.
Sure, of
Anyways,
course.
I've gone off because you can
No,
tell
that's
I'm really
so wonderful.
excited.
Yeah, congratulations.
But all I
really
need to
amazing.
do at the end of this whole thing is be able to do one really great, impressive dance, because I want to be able to bring it. I want to be able to do it myself. I don't consider myself necessarily an actress but I am. I am.
Of course you are.
But I'm a comedian, and I wrote
Yeah.
this project, and I'm really excited to be able to execute it, and execute it the way I visualize it. So I don't know if I'll be able to do all the moves in the end, but I'm certainly going to try my hardest. I might have to fake some
you
things.
won't need to bring in a stunt dancer or anything. You'll be able to do it
I
yourself.
haven't ruled that out if I can't get it up to, but I think I'm going to be able to do almost all of it on my own, or be able to fake it enough to be able to do it. That's my goal. But I mean, this is a sport. These women study.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're years in. There's a couple of women in there that I mean, like we talked about. I don't have a specific girl crush, but I'm definitely crushing on these women because I'm like, they're beautiful and talented, and they move beautifully, and I want to be like them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not thinking, but it doesn't translate to licking their vaginas. Not yet,
could,
anyways.
Lana.
It could. It could. I do have
And
girl
if it does,
crushes.
please tell me about it on the next episode, because I definitely want to hear
If I ever
about that.
do, Devlin,
Okay.
I'll call you first.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate
I
that.
find women beautiful. I really do. I mean, I wouldn't, but I just have never really.
Is there a woman that you do have any sexual attraction to? Is there like that one-time celebrity like free pass with a woman that you've considered?
Well, there was a woman in college that hit on me, and I felt like I freaked out a little because it came, and I felt like it was a missed opportunity that I could have, if I'd have been more open. Because she was lovely. We were really good friends, and I didn't realize like what was happening at the time. And but
Hindsight 2020.
yeah,
though.
I mean, the thing is my daughter said this the other day. She referenced her own vagina, and she goes, "I don't like the way it smells." I love my own
Wow.
vagina, like I love myself, but I don't know that I would like another woman's vajayjay.
Well,
I
as
but
they
I
say,
do
you
love,
don't know it unless you try it.
But I know I love a man.
I shouldn't say that.
Like I love.
Yeah, you're comfortable.
Did you say
in
don't knock
your-
it till you try? I but I know what I've tried and
comfortable in the way
liked
you
a
feel.
lot. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm very comfortable with my bi-ness, so I know that I'm
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't rule anything
open
out,
to
right?
that, but
I
well.
do know what I like. What I've had, I really like it. Like it works for me. I like that. So, you know, and so
I know, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
But you're into where we left the last podcast is the fetishes. So, like, that's where I was like, we got to talk more.
Sure.
So, I mean, you said fetishes. So thus far, we've heard about your furry thing and the transformation.
I have the ones that are normal in their abnormality. You know,
does that
I
mean?
have like tentacle porn.
What
You
is
familiar?
that? Tentacle porn?
Yes. Oh,
What
yes.
did you call it? Hentai?
Yes, hentai.
What is that? Hentai
Yeah,
is the name. So hentai
yeah,
is that Japanese
so
word?
Japanese animation in which the women are being penetrated by
Octopus?
tentacles.
Like
well, not
tentacles?
specifically. Usually, it's demon tentacles of
What
some
the
sort.
fuck?
It's
Oh my
like-
no, shut up. What the fuck are you talking?
involves monsters of some sort with multiple limbs, specifically usually tentacles, many tentacles. Like, have you ever seen like a beholder from Dungeons and Dragons, the giant eye with all of the
I'm not familiar with Dungeons and Dragons.
going over your head
I
with
was
these
almost called a D&D because that.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't
No.
mean to use a colloquialism. Yeah.
No. I'm not familiar with this. There's a monster in
Yeah,
Dungeons and Dragons.
there's
Wait, did you play this game when you were younger a lot?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
all
this
the
is,
time. I haven't played it in a very long time. I
But
need
this
to
is
find
an
a new
early
campaign,
exposure,
but
so you've transferred it
I
over.
was just trying to use a reference that you
Okay.
might be familiar
Oh.
with, but so I mean, yeah, it's it's pretty weird and out there for many people, but there's a whole community.
No, you didn't finish what it is.
Oh, sorry.
Exactly.
Yes.
So for all this stuff, there's a community, I'm sure, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Because
If you know where to look, yeah.
So this is a Japanese.
Yeah. So it comes from Japanese
It seems,
animation.
okay, can I just say my initial reaction? It seems kind of rapey because like a
It's
monster.
very rapey. It's extraordinarily
it,
rapey.
It
yes,
penetrating a woman seems like she's very vulnerable and in trouble.
And in a lot of the depictions, in a lot of the anime where it happens, it's very much
she's like, but
full
she's
on,
enjoying
it's
it.
full on rape.
Like
yes.
she's liking it, but
and I don't.
Monster rape.
I don't want to
Oh,
sound
God, it
like
sounds
I'm
awful.
super into rape. That is awful and terrible. But in the nature of
Super into
just
rape.
being
Sounds awful and
Oh,
terrible to
God.
be super into
I'm gonna
rape.
get so
Just
much hate mail after
partially
this,
into
Lana.
rape, though. It's just
but
a little,
no,
little
it's just
rapey.
with the animation. It's escapism in porn. Really, is all it is. It has nothing to do. I would never want to.
Monster rape a woman?
No, definitely not.
Oh my God.
No. But that is something that in my alone time does turn me on.
Wait, so where
the
do you
hentai?
find? What did you call it? The Japanese term for it? What kind of
Well, hentai is
where,
yes.
Where do you find? Like I've never.
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
You just Google hentai?
it. Yeah, pretty much.
What?
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to. I don't think. I don't.
There's a lot
maybe we
deeper
should. Maybe you
explanation
should
that I
show
could go
me what
into.
it looks
that
like. You
oh,
have it on your phone?
you want me to pull it up now?
Yeah, kind of.
My poor
now,
phone is
'cause
going to be full of
hentai porn. I don't even know what that means.
It's going to be full of viruses after I do this.
don't understand it. Really? It'll give your phone a virus?
I don't know. Probably not. I'll be safe.
I just don't really understand what it is. I kind of can visualize, but I'm thinking of octopus
I'm
arms.
teaching you so much, Lana.
You have taught me a lot. That's why I like doing the podcast. I learn.
You're such a free sexual being, though. I'm surprised
Me?
you don't already know about this.
Why would I know about this?
Oh.
I've been. I don't.
I
how would
don't.
I
I guess I need to.
get on their Wi-Fi?
No,
Be like,
I
I
need
need
to
on
get
your
on their
Wi-Fi because we need to
Wi-Fi.
look at some hentai porn. Can we please coffee bean? So no, it won't
Usually
let you?
they have it posted in a coffee bean. I just
Oh
don't see it anywhere.
man, that's okay.
That's
all
all
right.
right.
So
Well,
we'll just have to do this later.
some major research later.
Major.
We'll do that after
All right.
we're
So
done.
is it a lot of Japanese women in these porns, or is
Yes,
it?
all Japanese
So
women.
is it?
Yeah.
Does it turn you on too that they're Japanese? Is that sort of a
I
thing
do
too?
like Asian women.
okay? All
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
So,
I wouldn't call that a fetish necessarily, just a
no.
overall preference.
You just like them. Okay.
I don't
Well,
really.
it can be a fetish if it's like all you're into. Then I think that's a little fetishy, right?
I suppose that's.
Or
I
is, there,
suppose
is
that's
it a
sort
type?
of a fine
is
line.
it your
yeah,
it's
it's
your
a type. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really care. Like, I'm into all nationalities.
Okay. Can I just say this too,
Yeah,
without
sure.
being too judgy? But Japanese porn is often kind of rapey. I've seen some Japanese porn when I was in Japan.
I would say yes to that. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in Japan, and they had porn on the TV because I was staying in a lovely hotel. I was there.
They're
for
much more open about it, for sure.
But I mean, it was like women in a car screaming to get out of the car while this guy was raping her, and it was like not.
Wait, you were watching this on TV?
There was only like 3 channels in my hotel room, and I was like, yeah, I just turned on my TV, and it's there, and I was like, what the fuck? And it's like a rape porn.
Yeah. See.
And then I turned it on again later, and it was another rape
This
porn.
is,
and I turned it on again later on my TV. Like
If it's live action, I'm not into that at all. That
No.
bothers and disturbs me.
It's disturbing.
Which tells you a little bit of, I guess, my disturbed mind. It definitely does turn me on if it's animated, because
when
I
you say
guess
animated,
because
it's a cartoon.
It's a
Oh,
cartoon.
it's not
yes.
a real person.
Oh no.
So it's a cartoon
no,
monster
no.
coming
I'm
along,
not.
or a
I'm not
monster in it.
into.
So
I'm not into
cartoon
the live
sex?
action.
So it's a
Yes.
cartoon a character having sex with another,
Yes.
but a monster.
And in manga as well. Usually,
manga?
Usually,
Wait.
The
What's-
manga is the novelization, is the comic form.
Is it narrated? Like, in walks the monster?
No, just the just like a comic. It's like a Japanese comic.
Oh, anime.
Usually,
like that.
well, the manga is the book form. The anime is the cartoon form.
Ah. Oh.
So usually the anime comes from the manga. I shouldn't say usually, but a lot of the times.
All right.
It comes
So
from a
so
manga.
does this
They go back and forth.
like does this get you off? Like you're watching a cartoon get fucked
Yes,
and you're like
absolutely.
totally turned on.
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's yeah. No, I'm like waiting for you to speak.
I wish your listeners could see your face right now. It's pretty.
Oh, I can't. I don't even know what my face looks like right now. My expression. I'm not judging you. I'm just fascinated.
Oh no, not at all.
Maybe a little judging. Maybe a
Okay,
little. I'll admit
that's
to a
fine.
little.
You can judge me a
Because I'm
little,
like
yeah.
trying to imagine cartoon character sex getting me
So
aroused.
have you watched any of the like? Lana, do you watch porn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
What
I
kind of
actually.
porn are you
so here's
into?
the thing: like I was alone. I'm alone for a long time, right? So like, porn helps. I'm a big believer in it, and whatever makes you feel like happy and come and whatever, that's great. Like I don't care if you're watching cartoon characters. Fuck, if that's what makes you happy, and you can come to that. Nobody's getting hurt.
Right.
Nobody's at all. Really, nobody's getting hurt because it's an animation. Like it's a voiceover actor.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
That's a gig.
Yeah.
And an easy gig, and then the animator's getting paid. Like this is great.
Listen, I'd love to do voiceovers for anime. Please hire me. I'm ready.
That would be a great gig.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Oh, a monster. Ha ha ha. Right? Is that
All
it?
day long.
Yeah.
All day long. Absolutely.
So no, I think that's really healthy. Actually, far more healthy than just about anything else. So yes, to answer your question, yes, I'm very pro porn. Have lots of friends that have done porn, but in my personal life, like I'm pretty average, I think, and stuff. I don't know.
You enjoy vanilla porn?
What's vanilla porn?
Just like straight laced, a guy and a girl.
Like Pornhub.
getting
just,
it on.
Yeah. Yes.
That's where I was going with this. So Pornhub is your.
and probably
usual
my
go-to?
favorite is like a woman who kind of like resembles me in some way.
Okay.
And or a guy that kind of resembles somebody that I'm into.
Uh-huh.
That I'd be like, oh, that guy looks like hot to me, and I'm
Okay.
into this. So it kind of makes me think of something that I like. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty straight, normal. Like I don't know,
Yeah,
but
just-
I don't want to normalize anything. Everything seems that
Well-
sounds like the wrong way to put it because it doesn't matter. Like I said, it's healthy. It's healthy no matter what. I think
Right.
masturbation is like the most healthy. I think people would be far
Absolutely.
less apt to
it's
like
completely
angry. When somebody comes in the coffee
cathartic.
bean and they're angry about their day and they're
Yeah.
angry about their whatever their
Yeah.
double latte whatever not being perfect.
You probably need to go jerk
they need
one
to
off.
go jerk off in the
Yeah,
bathroom.
for sure.
Yes. Without it, go touch yourself and you won't be so angry.
Right.
Yeah, people, which is something that at least your 31 formative years of being stuck in
Uh-huh.
virginity, you jerked off so you weren't miserable. Otherwise, you'd have
That's
been
right.
super angry.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oof.
So was that how you discovered some of the porn that you were into? Is when
Oh
you were-
God, yes.
Okay, so anime and
Most
all
of
that was found
Yeah.
during that time.
And I really enjoy stories too. I enjoy.
The lead up.
Yes, I enjoy reading transformative stories. Gets me off
What do you mean?
just as much and just as fast as yes.
Like reading a book that's pornographic in nature.
Usually it's a short story.
Uh-huh.
There's
That's so old school of you, Devlin.
Well,
That's
I have a broad imagination, so I love that stuff. I really
That's
do.
that's like-
Sometimes that gets me off. Sometimes that turns me on faster and gets me off faster than,
Than
watching
it?
a video.
Really? Because
Yeah.
it's such instant gratification to just turn on your device and watch
Yeah.
porn. So you have to actually work to read.
It's just a little bit of clicking.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that anyway.
Are you reading it on your computer?
On the laptop? Uh huh.
Oh, on your device.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's it. That's kind of niche in a way nowadays. Like
I think they're
like
getting
said,
ready to
that's-
have an interview. This should be really interesting.
Was somebody behind us?
I think
Oh,
so.
like a job interview.
This should be
They're
should
not
be really
hearing
fun.
us, so they're not. Paying
They're
attention
speaking
to
another
us.
language anyway. It's
yeah,
okay.
Nobody cares. Nobody's paying attention to us. I always feel like everybody lives in their own world. Anyhow, nobody really cares what anyone else is
You're
doing.
absolutely right.
They
Yeah.
like,
They're not
especially
paying.
here.
They're not paying any attention to
No,
us.
yeah, especially in Hollywood, everyone
Yeah.
only just cares about themselves, right? So wait, okay, so these are your funnel. So to getting the content that you're into via porn. So what kind of book would you be reading? Like what kind of story?
Usually it's just short
fantasy?
stories. There's one specific. There's a site called Literotica that helps me get through many nights, and it's all short stories, and not just for transformation. It's all across the board of all kinds of. It's mostly very short stories, like 3 to 5 pages, but there's a number of novellas and things, and a lot of them are. It's got hundreds of different categories. There's straight romance, gay, bi, stuff specifically about magic. There's fantasy stories, all that kind of stuff. But I gravitate towards the transformation stories.
Right, so again, it's kind of that whole monster thing.
It kind of is.
Yeah, you like the idea.
I've been thinking about it a whole lot. Here's where I think it comes from, and I'm not sure this is exactly it, but one of the most formative movies of my existence is Ghostbusters, and in it, Lewis and Dana get turned into the demon dogs, right? At the end of the movie.
Uh-huh.
I think maybe that's what catapulted my psyche into being attracted to that kind of thing, because I do remember myself being turned on when Dana became the demon dog at the end.
Right?
She
was incredibly
Sigourney Weaver is
sexy.
super hot anyway.
Super hot.
I mean,
when she's levitating
swing,
and she's crazy,
yeah,
and that's
right.
super crazy hot. Like,
Yeah.
well, even I think in the scene,
Hair
Bill Murray's
waving.
like, "You're super hot, babe, but I can't." Like, we gotta, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that kind of thing turns me on. So I have the main story site, and there's also an artist that does a lot of specifically transformations. In fact, she gets so much work that she stopped taking submissions because that's
What do you
her
mean,
job. That's all she
drawing
does.
pictures?
Yeah, people pay her to do commissions.
Who is she?
Usually series. I don't know
Oh,
her
you don't
real
even know,
name.
but you're into her
She
work.
goes by Arania online.
So online, Arania. So if you Google Arania, you can look at her work. So what does she do? She draws pictures
It's transformative.
and that turns you on just looking at a picture.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Again, very old school of you, Devlin. Like
I guess so.
That's like when like men in like the 1930s would be like, I was looking at a picture of this glass,
I suppose, yeah.
and it was like a painting on the side of an airplane, and it made me
It's
want to.
great, though.
Yeah. That is great. It's like it doesn't take much for you.
It's the same as looking at a Playboy or whatever. You use your imagination. You see a beautiful naked woman and get your motor running. So it's kind of the same thing. It's just that beautiful naked woman
an
is
illustration.
turning into a lion or whatever.
Oh, so it's like in the middle of their transformation, and then Are they sexual in her paintings?
What's that?
Her drawings, are they sexual in nature too, or are they getting like?
Generally, usually, yes.
Interesting. So it's a
one person turns into a creature, and the other person turns into a creature, and they're
they're
having sex. Perhaps having sex as humans, and then
So
having sex after they change.
Is there a way that you bring that into your sex life, or is it just in your
Not really
masturbation
possible.
habits?
No, I mean. Because then we're moving into furry territory,
And
and
that's what we talked about before.
there's that fine line where once you because my girlfriend has offered, she's asked me how can I help you fulfill that fantasy, and I've told her I don't really know.
Well, what animal would you turn into? You said a wolf, right, or something before?
I mean, the sort of, everybody knows about werewolves, of course. So that's the example that I always give. Is
Okay, but that's not
someone
necessarily
transforming into a werewolf is very, very erotic for me. But it can really be any animal and sort of any creature. It's the idea of the transition of the actual transformation. But
the person that you're with would
But an animal having sex with a human having sex with an animal is not attractive to me.
Okay, good. Glad
and
you
like
cleared that up.
People in suits, not attractive. Bestiality is not. It's
Yeah, you need
is
to you need
not
to make sure that
attractive.
people
It-
understand that for sure.
No,
Yeah, 'cause
absolutely
that's
not.
pretty-
Please, listeners, understand.
I have to
am
say-
not in any way, shape, or form into bestiality.
No,
It
Devlin,
honestly grosses me out.
Okay.
Unbelievably so.
That is unconsensual sex. Like an animal is not agreeable
That's
to this
right.
arrangement.
They're innocents.
So like that's so fucking fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
it's
anybody
fucked up.
would ever do such
It's
a
fucked
thing.
up and honestly evil. I
No,
think
it's fucking horrific.
yeah.
The idea that
Not
somebody
cool.
could even do that. I mean, like, come on.
No.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
So, but even somebody dressed as that would just.
But
For
so
you?
it's the idea. No, and the suits too. That doesn't do anything for me.
There are people who are really into that, and that's
And
those are
that's
people who
totally
are-
okay.
Those people
You
are.
do you.
But no, but they're into that because they want the full transformation, or it's just fun.
I've talked to furries. They're turned on by. It's all about the tactile sensation of it. It's about
Because they're soft in the
Yeah,
costumes?
exactly. It's
Well, you know what? That tactile sensation could also be like lingerie, or like
Absolutely.
anything that you're, like I might be wearing a very soft sweater, or, or like a silk.
Sure.
Like when you touch your partner, you want to touch something nice.
right.
I don't know about a full furry costume, but that's a little too specific for me. But
And
you definitely
there's no judgment there at all. I
Right.
mean, I've met some very cool furries, and I always see them at the conventions and stuff, and that's totally okay for them.
right.
Speaking of conventions, though, holy crap! I'm also totally into cosplayers, and
What's
and
that?
cosplayers are going to get really upset with me
Wait,
when
wait,
they
what do
say
you
that
mean? Hold
because
on,
they
what- I've
because
heard
they
that
have
before.
to defend themselves
What's
quite
cause?
frequently.
What's
but
cause?
costume play.
Oh, wow. Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that. You're into that.
Yes.
What does that mean?
And not to say it's a fetish. I wouldn't go that far, but more so than even the costume itself is I'm attracted to the level of effort that they put in to put that whatever they've put together together. Garbled my words a little bit there, but it's attractive to me the process of them putting together their look. So costume play, and let me explain it a little bit more. And I'm sure you've seen like from Comic-Con or whatever, San Diego Comic-Con. Now there's all the people that dress up and stuff as all sorts of different characters from across pop culture, whether it be animation or television or movies or whatever it is, and it can be any iteration of characters in nature. But
They invest big time to look like amazing,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Well,
for sure.
that can also be said for. I mean, look, if I want to really put it on thick, I can take a couple hours and get ready and be like, I mean,
Yeah.
really work
Right.
it out. So, in some ways, that's getting ready to go out and hey, what, so
Yeah, of course.
there's all levels of it, right? I guess.
Absolutely.
But-
But once again, I do want to reiterate here so I won't get even more hate mail from the stuff I've already talked about.
Do you get hate mail?
No, not,
Okay, I was
not
gonna say.
really. But there's always that chance. It's all about respect, and especially for anybody that's doing anything across the board, it's always about respect. And I've cosplayed many times myself as all kinds of different characters, and so especially when you're at a very busy con like Comic-Con International, the one they do in San Diego, of course, the women, not only the cosplayers but the booth babes are always getting harassed and things by weirdos, and and I'm I hate that shit. I hate that so much, because it's all about respect. Just approach people with, just.
So you go to
They're just doing their job, most of them, or just.
do you go to a lot of Comic Cons? And
I do.
Okay.
All of them that I can, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've never been, but I can say this, like, I think we all, to some degree, I mean, come on, like, as a woman, you put on maybe fishnet stockings and a garter belt or whatever, and now you're sort of playing a character. You get, and that's hot, and it makes you feel sexy. Or
Sure, it's very
your
empowering.
partner responds to that, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So why not? I guess some people just take it to the next level. Maybe I don't know. I've not been to those things, so I don't know exactly how far they go. But if they're having fun, it's harmless fun. So that's a fetish, not a fetish for you, but it's something you enjoy.
Absolutely.
So you like to escape reality a little bit in your sexuality, it seems.
Definitely.
All right.
I definitely enjoy fantasy play.
So, and you consider that a fetish, which I guess it is. What else? Do you have any other fetishes? Because you said they're fetishes. I think there's a rabbit hole.
I am into
Pardon?
BDSM.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know BDSM now. I know what that is.
Right.
When you say you're into that, what does that
As
mean?
Rihanna says, sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains won't hurt me. I don't know what the...
I don't know either.
I totally messed up that lyric.
That's okay. So wait, when you say you're into that, so you're into whips and chains.
There's a place here in LA called the Dominion, which I've been to a couple times, and I played with a switch. And the first time we played, a switch bridges the gap between being a dominant and a submissive. So they go
you
both
go back
ways.
and forth.
They can play either role.
You were
and
back
so
and forth.
I played with a switch. Both times that I did it, I was
What do you mean
submissive.
you played with a switch? Wait, well, let me backtrack a
Well,
little bit.
she played with me
backtrack.
mostly.
What was the name of this place?
It's called the Dominion.
And how do you go? Like, what do you pay money to go in there? Is it like a club? What is it?
I both times that I went, a friend took me, and they went off to
A friend that's into this place.
Yes.
Okay.
And
They took you there and then
it's
left
very
you.
expensive, honestly.
How much is it to get in there?
It depends on the length of the session and the person that you play with. But both sessions that I attended were, I believe, $600.
Ouch! Literally.
I went with a rich friend.
That's more painful than whatever they do in the 600.
Worth it.
bucks? Well, you went with.
I wasn't paying.
Wait, it was
thankfully.
600 for you and 600 for. Was it a guy that you went with?
I can't.
Oh, you can't say.
I can't say.
Okay, so they paid for you to go in. All right, so you're in this place, $600 just to walk in, or did you pay for? Or is it like you selected a
It was
service?
for the particular session that I had. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so like, is it like a club setting? Is there like? Is it a nice place?
Very nice. Yeah.
Like a beautiful.
Yeah.
High-end. Kind of.
Exactly.
Where is it in downtown?
It's.
I visualize it being
it's
like
near
in
downtown,
a basement or
yes.
something gross.
Yeah.
Like it's.
No. It's extraordinarily clean, in fact. Which it would have to be because, as you know, I'm a total germaphobe and I'm super anal retentive about that
So
stuff.
it's like a pretty
if anyone's
place.
going anywhere near my junk, it has to be of the utmost.
Well, for $600, it should be a nice
You better
facility,
believe
I would
it.
think.
Yeah.
It's like.
So my first session, I was very quickly dubbed a pain slut. I
What does that
enjoy
mean?
taking pain a lot. I enjoy whips and being restrained, being tied up.
So are you in
they have a little there's a little electric wand that she was using down there.
You're pointing to his privates. Wait, she touched your pee-pee with
Well,
a...
here's the thing with that particular club. There is no exchanging of fluids, so there's no actual
But
there's
she
no
used
actual
some electric
sex
prod
having.
on your dick?
She did, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And
you
I
liked
was
it?
very turned on by
no
it. Yeah.
exchanging of fluid.
No exchanging of fluids. That's right. So there's no intercourse of any. It's not a brothel. It's just it's a place to go play and have a little bit of
like
you
like
know?
a spa treatment. Like
with
she's-
with
Because if you went to Brooke
with
Williams for
chains, yes.
$600, you'd be there all day. You could have a nice rub down, scrub, facial. Oh my God. Okay, wait. So you walk into this place with your friend. They pay money. You walk in. What's that like? Is there like somebody at the front desk, like a club?
There is.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you say, I would like the whips and chains, please. And then they walk you what?
Kind
they
of.
escort you. What happens?
You go up and tell them, you know, what you would like for your session.
What did
and
so
what sort of
how
if
did you know
if
what
you
you'd
want a
even
dom
want?
or a submissive or a switch. Well, I know what I'm into. I know what turns me on, and you know, I just went for it. I
Okay.
decided that whatever sort of sexual adventure I was going to have is what was going to happen. And you know, the first time it was a completely new experience. The second time I was very ready. I was extraordinarily excited to go back.
So the first time you went, it was with the switch, is what you're saying?
Yes,
Something you
both
chose-
times, yes.
Both times. And what happens? Like, so you go in. What do they take you to a private room?
They
what
have.
do they do?
That's right. Exactly.
So there's a
And
bunch of different rooms.
yes.
I
there's a number
visualize
of
it being
different
like
rooms.
a dungeon, but it's not. It's like a nice place, or what?
It's like a very nice dungeon. Yes.
Nice dungeon. What does it look like? What is a
With
nice
curtains and velvet and things of that nature.
dungeon? Interesting. Okay, so
Mhm.
you're inside this nice curtainy, pretty dungeon,
Uh huh.
and then what
And they
happens?
take you in
How
there
much time
and
are you in
they're-
there with them?
Well, you can pay for kind of however long you like. There,
How much time did you get for $600?
I believe it was an hour and a half session each time.
Okay. And what did your session consist of?
Well, a little bit of everything. There's a table and a couch.
Like a little bit of everything.
There's they have a
It's crazy.
they have a whole cabinet of implements, and whoever you are going in with, whoever you're going to play with.
What's the conversation like when you meet the person that's going to prod your dick with an
Well,
electrical
they
thing?
get right to it. You know,
they're
what do you
professional.
what do
They're
you
just
like?
like-
Yes, completely professional.
Do you want
yes.
do you pick your prod and
But there's yes.
then they tie
That's
you
exactly
up? What
it.
do they do?
Yes.
So were you tied to like a wall? I have a lot of
Yes.
questions.
Yes, I was my wrists were bound and held up.
So was it a woman switch or a man?
Yes,
Okay.
a woman. Hmm.
So she walks in. She's like, did she talk mean to you? Is she like, I'm going to tie you up, fucker? Or is
Absolutely.
She, really?
That's
so
right.
you wanted to be belittled and
Yeah,
talked.
get down on the ground and walk like a dog for me.
Did
Yeah,
you?
that kind
Yeah?
of thing. Oh yeah.
Oh
uh-huh.
wow! So you like to
Yeah.
be pushed around. You know what though? I feel like that aspect of
Well,
sexuality.
I can go both ways.
So you can
I
also tell
like to
somebody
be
to
the
walk,
dominant.
crawl
yes.
like a dog.
Mhm.
I feel like I was just about to say that aspect of sexuality is very much like. I think we have to function so hard, like all the time in this sort of world where we have to be so empowered. It's kind of nice to have somebody tell you what to do. I don't know about crawl like a dog. I might be like I can't.
Not into that, huh?
Nah, I don't think I'd. But I mean, there's all levels of things, right?
Mhm.
Like, but that's definitely giving over your power to somebody and just allowing yourself to be free. Like, all right, I'll crawl like a
Yeah.
dog, I guess. Rough. So, all right. So you're, so you're in there. She tells you to crawl like a dog over to where, and then she ties you up, and she call you like awful names, like you're worthless, and blah, like things like that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
And that's good.
Well, you can go over that too with them.
What you wanna hear.
before you go in for the session. Exactly what level of domination you want. So, I guess I would say I'm heavy pain, light on the
Verbal abuse.
exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you say heavy pain?
But
what
I
does
love
that mean?
collars. I love to be tied up. It's
So when
it's
she
really,
ties you up, what does she do?
Well, at one point I had both of my wrists bound and tied to a ring that they had attached to the ceiling, and my ankles were bound as well. And then she Did some action with the wand.
Touching you and your uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and what is that? Like, it's electric?
Yeah, gives little electric shocks.
Are you hard? Are you, like, excited, or is it just...
Completely hard, yes.
Really?
Like a rock, yeah.
Ouch.
I don't know where that comes from exactly. I just know I really get a charge out of it, as it were. Yeah.
Wow. So in your personal relationship, are you into, like, you and your girlfriend? Is she really good about...
We have experimented, yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into it, like, I mean, there's all levels of that too. Like, everybody, you know, sometimes it's good to be a little rough or with little whatever. I mean, there's all levels of things. So that's the first session. So what happens? So she's prodding you.
It was pretty much the same thing in both sessions. Yeah.
Different switch,
Yeah,
or did you go back to the same one?
I think the second time I suggested that she
Was it the
use
same
cane.
woman?
Yes,
Both times?
it was.
Okay.
Mhm.
Would use a cane, like hit you with a cane?
Yeah. Which
Well, you don't-
sounds terrifying, I know. It really
Well-
does. But I don't know. It was terrifying until it happened, and then it was quite a turn on.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think we all, like I said, there's all levels, right, of things, of abuse we can take and handle and
Yeah.
and want, I guess. So that's fascinating. Oh my gosh, Devlin. So are you planning another trip there?
I would love to. The friend is going to have to take me back, though, because I don't have that kind of cash.
No, who does? It's just
Right,
It's a lot
yeah.
of money to go get.
My first $1 million, I'll be making many more trips back, yeah.
That's your thing. That'll be your joint.
Yeah,
Wow. And the place is busy. There's like a lot of people coming
constantly,
and going.
yeah.
It's 24 hours a day. What is it, like the Denny's of sex clubs?
Kind of. But again, no fluid exchange. So,
Did you come though? Like, are you allowed to come? You must be. Like,
oh yeah. Well, yes. I mean, they have, plenty of tissue boxes available. I mean, but there's no, like,
but she doesn't come in contact with it.
I can totally come, but there's no, like, I wouldn't be able to come on her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and if the person that if your playmate is, gets there, she can't, the juices can't interact with the other person. There's no,
Yeah.
sorry to get so descriptive, but there's no,
It's a professional setting.
it is. It's very professional, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so wild. Oh my gosh, Devlin. Should we do a part 3? I think we have to cut it off for tonight.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm like,
Well, thank you for for allowing me to open up about all this stuff. I'm sure my listeners are very taken aback, but
are or aren't?
are
Are?
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Don't usually get into this kind of stuff. In fact, never.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that I could come onto your podcast and interview you properly
Indeed.
so that your listeners
Well,
could
thank
hear.
you very much.
And I feel like this is a rabbit hole that we've only begun to look inside, because I don't think we have even gotten anywhere near the bottom.
Yeah, there's many chapters to my book.
I do think so. I think we'll take a break for tonight, but maybe we'll meet back at this
We'll come
coffee
back
bean in
to
a
it.
couple months.
Sure. Okay.
Because I think even in the
I
next
gotta
few
find out
months,
about you too, Lana.
you're gonna collect some stories. You want to find out about me?
I want to know.
Oh, I don't know that I'm so interesting, but
I think you're less vanilla than you think.
maybe, I don't know. I'm newly single, so we'll see how my life turns out. But I'm more of a voyeur. I like to hear what other people are into. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I like to hear your stories and learn, I think that's, and I respect it, and I'm interested in it. Some of it I can't quite get into, but like I said, I think everybody is on that. Like, even they say the spectrum, right? Everybody has their degree of that. Like, I think that being tied up and having somebody, like, mess with you sounds like a blast,
Oh, it's very fun.
I don't know, but I would probably not want the pain of an electrical prod on my hoo-ha, because that to me just seems excruciating. But to each their own, right? If it gets
Yeah.
you off, then fuck yeah, go for it.
That's right.
Yeah. So, congratulations for figuring
Well,
it out.
thank you. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm still learning, still educating myself, you know?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Devlin, it's been so much fun hanging out with you tonight.
It has been fun. Thank you
I've
so
learned
much.
so much, and I can't wait to learn more from you and talk with you more again very, very
Absolutely.
soon. So awesome. Thank
Cool.
you, guys. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Lana.
Visit jabberjawmedia.com for more shows like this one.